For the first time since their inaugural season, North Central Triathlon did not enter this year as defending national champions. Last year was certainly not a failure, with then freshman Hailey Poe winning the individual national championship and the team still finishing third, but being knocked off their perch certainly provided extra motivation for this time around.
I think there's definitely a little bit of a legacy that our program had with winning so many times in a row, but also I think that our loss last year really put things in perspective and helped us kind of flip a new chapter in the program and come together and get some great new faces to contribute to our scoring and our team. This year we definitely restarted a little bit and refreshed to make it a really cool face under our new coach Averi Lewis, so that's been awesome as well.
Lewis is just the second coach in program history and quickly went from master's student looking for work to leading one of the premier Division III triathlon programs. Initially looking for collegiate swimming coaching opportunities, North Central presented the unique case of looking to hire the same coach for both sports. Lewis said the campus felt like home from the moment she arrived for her interview, particularly due to her interactions with members of the team.
I actually got to sit and have lunch with the girls on the team, a couple girls on my interview day. And I remember that was really the most special part of the day. All of my other interviews, I felt like I really had to be on and, kind of performing. But when I got to sit there with the girls and just hear about their experiences so far on the team and like what they really loved about triathlon or what had brought them here to North Central, I just felt so at ease and just felt like we were, having a conversation, and I could really start to visualize how I would work with these athletes and how I would coach them. I didn't know anything at that point yet really about their competitive abilities, but it just felt like a fit. And I found myself as I was leaving North Central just still thinking about those girls and, wanting to be able to continue to work with them and give them the things that they were looking for in the continued future of this program.
You can tell every day when we're at practice, she just loves the sport so much. She really wants to be involved in it. She gets into every practice with us. She's biking with us. She's really awesome in that regard, that she can get involved in the team and really lead us while doing the workouts with us. But then she also is very strategic in her workouts, and she explains to us why everything's important and what we're doing for training. So that has been awesome, just to have her as this really young leader that we can relate with, but she also has this figure of authority on our team that's so awesome and so passionate.
I think that's something that Averi and Grace were really open to, is that they appreciated our experience and what we've had from past seasons, and that we had to understand that Averi might not have had the same techniques or coaching style that our previous coaches had, but that they're different people and that we had to accept that and learn and be dynamic with one another to create the best possible scenario that we could.
Under the new leadership of a young coach, the young team got to work. There were some growing pains, but such an adjustment was certainly eased by the high standards the athletes hold themselves to and their determination to reclaim their crown.
I definitely think that it was a bit of a transition for me as well, since I still consider myself pretty new to triathlon. This season, I just tried to lend as much insight as I could, not only to the girls, but I've also met with the coaches a few times and gave them some feedback, as well as some pointers on like what we've done in past seasons or potential suggestions on how we could improve. Or I always tried to communicate if like some of the girls didn't always feel comfortable having conversations with coaches, I would step up in that manner and communicate that between coaches and teammates.
When I set foot in the door here, it was just so evident that the women were so hungry to take back that title. Even though Nationals was still 3 months away, everybody was already thinking about it. And something that I told them a lot throughout the season that I feel like everybody really embodied is that you can't just want it on race day. You have to want it every single day, even at 6 o'clock in the morning when you don't want to be here in the pool, you'd rather be in bed. That's really what it comes down to, is wanting it and being willing to put in the work to get to that ultimate goal. I also think that the women just had such a great mindset. As much as they wanted to win, they really did believe in the process and believe in each other.
After being the defending national champion from last year and coming into this season, I really wanted to make sure that my team was on board for winning the national championship this year. So that was definitely my biggest goal this year, to make sure that we had a strong group that was focused on winning the national championship together. So I think just to put the individual and team goals together for this year was the most important thing for me. So that's what I was really striving to do this year.
Beginning their season at the Lake County Challenge Sprint, Poe won the women's division while 3 other Cardinals, Bethany Smead, Scarlett Schuth, and Charlotte Kumler, finished in the top 6. They repeated those same finishes at the Beaver County Tri-Cup the following week, and then won the Milliken Invitational as a team, with Poe making it 3 individual victories out of 3. At regionals, it was another win for Poe, a total of 3 top 5 finishes, and another trip booked to nationals. Despite all that success, the final race in Phoenix was the only one by which the team would judge the season.
The day before the race before nationals might have been one of the proudest moments this season, because we got all the girls together in one of our hotel room, and we were just kind of having a special little pre-race meeting that we like to have before all of our big races, where we do some visualization as a group, and we just kind of share some thoughts, some pre-race pep talks. And just to hear some of the girls like Hailey or Abby or some of the other girls on the team share what they were thinking and feeling before the race was really special. And one thing that really stuck with me is Abby said, our team culture is so amazing that I would rather have this team culture and lose tomorrow than to win and not love and support and challenge each other the way that we do. And so I just felt like these girls really knew what matters, big picture.
If the setting of a national championship race or the pressure to climb back to the top put any burden on the Cardinals, they certainly did not show it. Poe made it an undefeated season in which she led every race wire to wire, improving her time by over a minute from last year and defending her national title. Schuth and Smead both finished in the top 5, with Kumler finishing 7th to round out the Cardinals' scores and secure a 14-point victory over Trine University.
I love going out and leading from the gun. That's definitely my race strategy going into every race. So at nationals this year, whenever I came out of the water first, I knew I just had to keep going and extending my lead as much as possible. So once I was on the bike, about after the first lap, I would say, I knew that as long as I just kept going at what I was doing, I'd be able to win. My goal was to keep pushing boundaries and to see how much I could win by. So I wouldn't say I was ever really comfortable with my lead. I was still trying to extend it the whole time and seeing what I could do, and especially trying to improve on my times since last year.
I know that it was really upsetting for us returners that we didn't win nationals, obviously, but I think that just made us so hungry for this season, and I know we're gonna be super hungry next season, so I'm so excited to see what these ladies are gonna do. But I just know that this season, we've all put in so much hard work, and that I definitely saw this coming. I was really hopeful that it would happen, but I knew that with the strength of our team and how much drive that we all have, that it was definitely possible.
Due to the 2020 National Championship being canceled during the pandemic, none of the current members of the Cardinal Triathlon team were a part of the last National Championship squad in 2019. So while it may be a return to glory for the program, even for the defending national champion, it was a new height of achievement.
Winning a team national championship is so much more fulfilling to me because I'm just somebody who really loves that team aspect of sport. So being able to finish and then wait for my teammates to come through the finish line was the most nerve-wracking part for me. Honestly, I get more nervous for other people in races than I do for myself. So once I finished my race, I remember just standing there and just talking to everybody who was on the side of the finish line and being like, okay, where's Scarlett? Where's Bethany? Where's Charlotte? I need to know, I can't. It was just driving me crazy. Just being able to be there at the finish line and seeing everybody come in together and celebrate with them is beyond amazing.
Since switching sports and switching to triathlon, it's honestly been life-changing for me, and it's just really shown me how much determination and grit that I have for myself and that determination that I know I can have in the future and within the sport in general. It's something that I really want to continue through the rest of my career, like in triathlon and then out of triathlon as well.
Being a collegiate coach, especially at the Division III level, is such a dynamic position. There's so many different things involved, from being a bus driver to even sometimes cooking meals for the athletes. And it's just been such an adventure. But I'd say the biggest thing for me is just the confidence I've had, especially with how the ladies performed all season, and especially this past weekend, really showed me that I think I have what it takes here to coach collegiate athletes and be successful in triathlon. And just to believe in myself a little bit more and not be afraid to, try new things or whatever crazy ideas I come up with. My athletes always seem to respond really well to them. So yeah, it's just been an amazing learning and growth experience so far.